Imagine an NFL locker room. It's filled with machines, players obsessed with strict diets, 5 a.m. film sessions, and perfect discipline. Now look at the guy in the corner. He's shotgunning a beer, planning a pool party, and hasn't looked at a playbook all week. By all logic, this man should be a draft bust. Instead, he became the most unstoppable offensive weapon in the history of the game. We're talking about a guy who partied harder than a frat president, but dominated on Sundays like a glitch in a video game. He's 6 feet 6 inches, 260 pounds of pure chaos, and he's about to change the New England Patriots forever. But before he was a 4-time champion, he was a massive liability that almost every team in the league was terrified to touch. How does a party animal with a broken back and zero interest in film study become a first-ballot Hall of Famer? To understand the legend of Gronk, you have to understand the gamble that started it all. Coming out of college, Rob Gronkowski was a nightmare matchup, too fast for linebackers and too strong for safeties. On talent alone, he was a guaranteed first-round lock. But there were two massive red flags. First, his body was already breaking. A severe back injury required surgery, forcing him to miss his entire junior year at Arizona. For a guy his size, back surgery isn't just an injury, it's a potential career ender before the career even begins. Then there was the lifestyle. When Gronk's dad asked why he chose Arizona over powerhouse programs like Ohio State, Gronk gave the most Gronk answer possible. "Dad, if you ever went to a pool party at Arizona, you'd understand." NFL scouts weren't just worried about his spine, they were worried he wouldn't take the job seriously. He didn't exactly help his case during his pre-draft visit with the New England Patriots. In a room with the notoriously strict Bill Belichick, Gronk made a standout first impression by falling asleep on the floor. When coaches tried to test his football IQ on a whiteboard, he looked them in the eye and said, "You just throw me the ball, Billy. I'll run over some people. I don't need to know the play." Most teams saw a lazy kid with a bad back. Belichick saw something entirely different. At pick 42, the most disciplined team in football drafted the biggest party animal in NFL history. The Brady-Gronk connection was born the moment he caught a touchdown in his NFL debut against the Bengals. But for the first 8 games, the legend was stuck on the sidelines. It wasn't a lack of talent. Gronk simply couldn't remember the playbook. He was only playing 15 to 20 snaps a game because he was lost in the X's and O's. Then the magic happened. In his first game as a primary starter, Gronk exploded for 3 touchdowns, becoming the youngest rookie in NFL history to ever do so. He finished the year with 10 touchdowns, a Patriots franchise rookie record. But here's the kicker. Off the field, nothing changed. While his teammates were grinding, Gronk was hitting Boston's nightclubs, partying with the same fans who just watched him dominate. How did he pull it off? He had an unconventional system. Gronk later revealed he never watched film. His secret weapon? Tom Brady. Brady would watch the film, study the defenses, and simply tell Gronk exactly where to be and what to do. As long as Gronk showed up and delivered, the Patriots let the party continue. But the league was about to find out that his rookie year was just the warm-up. 2011, Gronk wasn't just a player, he was a man on a mission. He started the season by catching 5 touchdowns in just 3 games. This was the birth of the Gronk spike, him chucking the football so hard it practically left dents in the turf. He wasn't just catching passes, he was running through professional defenders like they were middle schoolers. By week 14 against Washington, he had already broken the record for the most touchdowns by a tight end in a single season, and he still had 3 games left to play. He finished with 90 catches, 1,327 yards, and an NFL record 17 receiving touchdowns. He was must-watch TV. He was showing up to press conferences shirtless and living by his favorite rule, Yo Soy Fiesta. Behind the wild celebrations, he was a relentless competitor who spearheaded a 13-3 season, bulldozing the Patriots all the way to Super Bowl 46. It looked like he was invincible, but right as he reached the mountaintop, disaster struck in the AFC Championship game. A high ankle sprain left the world's most dominant weapon limping. For anyone else, the season was over. For Gronk, the nightmare was just beginning. After the heartbreak of Super Bowl 46, the Patriots made a statement. They weren't letting their star go anywhere. They handed Gronk a 6-year, $54 million contract extension, the largest ever for a tight end at the time. He celebrated exactly how you'd expect, partying like a madman and appearing on dating shows. But when the 2012 season Kicked off, he was back to being a cheat code on the field. No linebacker could keep up, and no safety could outmuscle him. Through 10 games, he already had 10 touchdowns. He looked invincible until the red flags from his draft profile finally caught up to him. In Week 11, the nightmare started. Gronk broke his forearm. He fought back to return for the playoffs, only to land awkwardly in the AFC Championship and re-fracture the same arm. Then came another back surgery for a lingering issue. It was a brutal cycle: rehab, return, dominate, and then disaster. In 2013, right as he was torching defenses again, he took a brutal blow to the knee. The diagnosis: a torn ACL and torn MCL. Season over. At this point, everyone was asking the same question: is Rob Gronkowski's career over at age 24? Most players would never be the same after that many surgeries, but Gronk wasn't most players. In 2014, he put on a clinic of resilience. He torched the league for 1,124 yards and 12 touchdowns, earning himself the title of Comeback Player of the Year. But the real redemption happened in Super Bowl 49. In one of the craziest games in NFL history, Gronk hauled in a crucial touchdown just before halftime. When Malcolm Butler made that iconic goal line interception, Gronk was finally a champion. He had survived the injuries, silenced the doubters, and reached the mountaintop. But his body was about to pay an even steeper price. By 2015 and 2017, Gronk was a certified powerhouse, racking up back-to-back first-team All-Pro honors. But the hits were getting more violent. He survived a punctured lung from an Earl Thomas hit in 2016 and a nasty concussion in the 2017 playoffs. He was still the go-to target when it mattered most, hauling in 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl 52 loss to the Eagles. However, the New England front office was starting to get nervous. Between his age and the mounting surgeries, they decided it was time to cash in on his value while they still could. Before the 2018 season, the Patriots agreed to trade Gronk to the Detroit Lions. Most players would just pack their bags, but Gronk had a different plan. When the team called to inform him of the trade, he pulled the ultimate power move. He looked at them and said, "Oh no, I'm retired. How can you trade me?" He wasn't actually retired, he just had zero interest in playing for a struggling Lions franchise. 2 days later, the trade was dead, and Gronk stayed a Patriot. But that 2018 season was different. For the first time, the Bionic Man started to look human. The drops were up, the speed was down, and his body was clearly breaking. Still, when the Super Bowl arrived, Brady turned to his security blanket one last time. With the game tied 3-3 in the fourth quarter, Gronk hauled in a diving 29-yard catch to set up the only touchdown of the game. He won his third ring, used the Lombardi Trophy as a baseball bat to leave a permanent dent in it, and then, for real this time, he walked away. At 29 years old, the party animal was finally calling it quits because he needed to recover and find his joy again. For a year, Gronk lived his best life: WWE appearances, commercials, and endless parties. But there was one person who could pull him back into the trenches: Tom Brady. When Brady shocked the world by signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the unretirement rumors exploded. After a month of waiting, Gronk made his decision: one last ride. In Tampa, he wasn't asked to be the primary weapon anymore. He was a wrecking ball blocker who embarrassed elite edge rushers. But when the lights were brightest, he still delivered. In Super Bowl 55 against the Kansas City Chiefs, Gronk stole the show with 2 first-half touchdowns, securing his 4th championship ring. He ran it back for one more year in 2021, putting up even better numbers with 802 yards before finally retiring for good to play pickleball. Rob Gronkowski finished his career as a statistical anomaly: 621 receptions, 9,286 yards, 92 touchdowns, and 4 Super Bowl rings. He and Brady combined for 90 touchdowns, the most ever by a quarterback tight end duo. But his legacy isn't just the numbers, it's the duality of his character. He was the most fun-loving and free guy off the field, but a fearless warrior on it. He was the man who showed the world that you don't have to choose between being a frat boy and being an NFL legend. You can be both, as long as you Gronk spike every obstacle in your way.